Exactly.
Okay.
It's a remake in Unreal Engine 4.
Wow.
So that's why it looks so pretty.
I was gonna say it looks a lot better than what I remember. From way back in the day. So, all right, well done.
Yeah, I mean, next year there's the 15-year anniversary of the original.
Oh,
so
okay. So you planned this.
It better
this
be
is
looking a bit better.
Yeah. Okay. Well done.
But yeah, it's the team is known for their very high visual quality as well, and they've done a great job of translating. That very unique art style as well. It has this kind of mix of a little bit cartoony, but also quite realistic.
Yeah, a little bit of realism in there.
Yeah, so it needs to be a little realistic as well, so that you really feel like you're destroying Earth, not just something.
Understandable. So what are some of the things that you've updated, obviously? You've done the graphics, so what else have you guys been working on?
Well, basically, I don't know if you guys can already hear
that
the
one's a little bit delayed from that one.
All right, sorry. Yeah, so basically one of the first things is, for example, the cutscenes, which basically the original had about like 3 CGI cutscenes and then rather basic in-game cutscenes.
Well, yeah,
so we've
what you had
basically put a lot of effort into
Orthopox to Cryptosporidium 137. Come in, Cryptosporidium.
Crypto here. How's the view from the safety of the mothership?
Very funny. Let's just say I'm glad I'm up here and you're down there. Loathsome little planet. Now, Crypto, to ensure this invasion runs smoothly, it is imperative we identify the dominant life forms on this world. Those lactating bovoids are likely candidates.
Surely you don't mean those foul-smelling gas bags beyond the fence?
Yes, I'm afraid I do.
But they're covered in nipples.
Now, Cryptosporidium!
making the cutscenes much more elaborate. It's all motion captured.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, the whole game, everything's motion captured.
That's impressive, actually.
Crypto.
Can we actually hear the dialogues? I actually don't know.
It's being pushed to stream, not to us.
All right.
So they can hear it.
Okay, cool.
Funny.
They'll push it here in a
Let's
sec
just
for you.
say I'm glad I'm up here and you're down there. Loathsome little planet. Now, Crypto, to ensure
So
this
how many people are
invasion
currently
runs
working on
smoothly,
this game
it is
right now?
imperative
on the game,
we
there's more than
identify
60
the
people
dominant
at the
Holy cow.
development studio.
Well, yeah, I
they're
mean,
one
you
of
have
our
to
biggest
with
developer studios.
Motion cap.
Yeah, so yeah, huge team, everybody big fans of the game, of course, and something like the motion capturing these cutscenes that's done externally. So if in total, there's obviously much more people working on this.
Yes,
but
yes.
there's even just more than 60.
Pay attention! You may look and aim by physically manipulating the right thumbstick. You can move about the area using the left thumbstick. Move. Primitive, yet profound. Scan another one.
People just working at the developer.
Wow, okay.
And so as you can see from the characters, like in their facial movements and all this kind of stuff has been much more improved, but we kept the original dialogue, the banter between these two aliens, Crypto 137, who's like the iconic main character behind everything. He's on everything. Yeah, his face is just plastered across E3.
Very famous.
And then Pox is basically his sidekick general, who's like the calm one who tries to keep him from just blowing everything up all the time. And then he just does it anyway.
That's fair. That's my style. So we have a couple questions. Will there be co-op or multiplayer?
No, in the first one there was no co-op back then, and we're keeping the game pretty much similar to what it was.
To the original?
They eat with their mouths. Ugh, I think I'm going to be violently ill. Attention, Earth creature. This planet is now part of the Furon Empire. Your benevolent masters welcome you. At this time, we wish to abduct you for the purpose of scientific research. The procedure will be protracted and invasive. Do you have any objections? Earth creature, I am addressing you. Respond or be vaporized. I don't care how many stomachs you have. I don't have time for this.
So we're really trying to faithfully recreate the experience that people had in this first game.
Will there be any new levels? I know you say you're keeping it core to the original, but are you gonna add a little of your own flair?
Yeah, we're doing both. Like, we're keeping
Okay.
it very faithful, but we're also bringing back a mission that basically was planned to be in the game, and we have the rough outlines of what they planned to do back then.
Yeah.
And so we've recreated that mission, and we're basically, so there is one mission that you've never played before.
Well, that's really
which
neat.
is quite great, and
Yeah.
it's basically exactly according to how it was planned to be in there,
Yeah.
and was just it didn't manage to put it in.
I like that you guys are definitely staying true to the original, but kind of, updating it for today's audience, which is really nice. So you'll have that nostalgia, but you'll be like, oh, but it's so much prettier.
We Furons have evolved the astounding power of psychokinesis. Target an object or creature, then pull and hold the left trigger. Pull and hold the left trigger. Then hurl the bovines by double tapping the Y button.
Now.
Exactly. It's basically, there's just so many things about the game that perfectly hold up, like the story. He's really completely an unapologetic evil alien. It's none
Fair,
of that,
yes.
none like anti-hero with a heart of gold kind of shit.
No.
He's just an evil alien who likes to burn down
Huge fan.
humanity.
Yeah.
And that just still is a very unique kind of thing. It's just a great experience to have this wacky 50s invasion story in an actual 1950s America setting, so not a post-apocalyptic thing.
Yeah.
It's just a unique kind of style.
Martha, you didn't tell me we was having barbecue for dinner. Wait a minute, that ain't steak. That's holy mother. Martha, give me the shotgun.
And all this kind of stuff, and that just holds up. So what we've actually concentrated on is just improving the kind of fluent transition between the different elements of gameplay.
Attention, you do in fact have weapons. Try it now and give that puny farmer a taste of the old Zappomatic.
That you have between the different types of combat you have, like
Yes.
your weapons, your psychic abilities, so that you can use those all at the same time. Currently, you can see the telekinesis,
Huge fan.
which is one of the biggest things in the game, where you can just throw stuff around. The team is basically bit by bit adding more and more and more things that you can throw at people.
Harold, come on back. You gotta see this. They got a talking horse on the TV. I ain't never seen nothing like. Ah! Little green spaceman! Ah!
I am not green.
And we just
Huge
try to
fan.
think of things, okay, what do I want to throw in somebody's face? An old toilet, a cow, a chicken,
Yes.
a tire, whatever. And you can now do this simultaneously while you fly, while you shoot.
Oh, wow.
All
Okay.
together.
So, speaking of cow, can you appreciate the cow?
Sorry?
Can you appreciate the cow?
Appreciate.
That's what chat is asking. I'm not sure if that's a...
Spaceman! You know what they call me in the war? Oh, here we go. not another blasted ass. It's a good day to die, you little bastard. Hey there.
A reference to something.
I'm not quite sure what the question means, and you have to excuse me. I'm from Austria, so English is not my first language. You want whether you can appreciate the cow?
Can you pray to the cow gods?
Can we all appreciate the cow? Oh, I think he's just asking whether we're all happy that the cows are nice.
The dislocator. Oh, I guess that was in the second one. Okay, so somebody asked, are all the levels open world?
Yes, they're basically, the game is divided into 6 different cities.
Okay.
And once you've unlocked one city, that city in itself is open world. Compared
Evening, Ms. Turnip Seed. We got a call from Farmer Dixon over the other side of the state road. Said he heard some pretty strange noises coming from over this way. What is that? A new silo?
Crypto! That human law enforcement officer is attempting an unauthorized entry of your spacecraft. If those pea-brains were to get their hands on your quantum deconstructor, they could rip a hole in the space-time continuum!
to modern games, where you have one huge city, obviously they're a bit smaller.
Yes.
But each city is very distinct. Like this one is basically a turnip seed farm, which is a very rural, very farmland-like level, and then you've got the old Washington D.C. Basically, you've got a Santa Monica-like
nice.
level on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
So every city is very distinct.
Yes.
And you've got story missions there, but also you can just go there and just burn shit down.
Huge fan. So what platforms will this be released on?
Pardon?
Which platforms will this be released on?
It will be out on PC,
Okay.
PS4, and Xbox One.
So anything about Switch? I know we're getting a lot of questions about as well.
Yeah, right now we...
Oh, the furority! Vaporize them, Crypto! Crypto, my radar shows more humans approaching. Hurry to the saucer!
We can't really confirm Switch since it's a pretty big game and
Fair.
a very visually heavy game, and we have to see if we can make it work on the Switch as well.
But, you know, I'm happy it's on PC, so I can't complain there.
Yeah, it's the first time actually that it is playable on PC properly.
Yes. Yes, I remember it was
Thanks.
console only. So when will the game be released?
It will come out in 2020.
2020? Can you
And
say
we'll-
spring, fall?
Uh,
I don't want to
let's
get you in
see.
trouble, so if you can't say that.
Well, let's say
pressured.
we'll most likely still be warm when it comes out.
Okay,
but,
that's fair.
I mean, in LA it's always warm.
It's
but yeah.
Well, I mean, it's more.
Move the UFO with the left thumbstick. Rotate the UFO with the right thumbstick. This should be simple, even for a lower life form.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, we'll see. We'll announce soon, like a little bit more details about when it'll come out.
Somebody had asked, are the levels bigger than the Destroy All Humans one, the first one? Are the levels bigger?
The levels are pretty similar to what it was in the original, because we're keeping the mission structures roughly the same. We're keeping the whole game roughly about the same size that it was, but.
Move out, man! Move! 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 I don't know, but I've been told Joe McCarthy's good at
Oh, great! The human military-industrial complex. We can't allow them to alert their leaders to our presence. Exterminate them! Now!
Open fire!
As you'll already see on this level, we're basically we're
Closer-
making
closer to your mouth.
closer to your mouth.
Yes,
Okay.
there you go.
Thought this is too loud. Basically, we're making parts of the levels explorable that in the originals were just barren.
Oh, okay.
So now there's just much more level dressing, much more little details, much more little extra tasks that you can do.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
those are also spread in parts of the cities that in the original used to be pretty empty.
Yeah.
So it'll feel a little bigger, even though in reality,
It's about the
size-wise,
same.
it's pretty much the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Somebody had asked, will you guys be going to God?
Look out! There are more to the north in the bushes! The humans are making a final push! Wipe them out once and for all!
So I assume you're going out on Steam. What other PC platforms?
We're bringing it out on just about every platform, Steam,
Okay.
Epic Games, everywhere. We're currently not participating in the fight, so
Fair.
we're just bringing it out on
Switzerland, you
whoever,
stay in neutral.
yeah,
Yeah.
Amazon,
Where everybody
whatever
wants
is
to
your
be.
favorite platform.
Will there be any gameplay improvements from the first one? Gameplay improvements from the first one?
From the first one.
Are you doing anything? I'm
well,
taking
the-
questions from chat.
Yeah,
So,
well, basically the improvement, well, what has been improved in comparison to the original game
Yes.
is mainly the combat gameplay. So the psychic abilities can be used simultaneously with the weapons. You can.
Did you see what I saw?
You bet your sweet ass I did. What did you see?
Little green man in a flying saucer wiping out the best infantry unit in the U.S. Army.
Right, good. Me too. Green? Not gray?
Don't be a stiff. You know what it means?
Absolutely. What?
It means the paper's got it right for once. Get on the horn to Silhouette. We've got the worst case scenario.
The eggheads were actually onto something? I don't believe it.
Believe it, Roswell was only the beginning. The invasion is on.
You have more air time when you use the jetpack so that it's easier to actually shoot from the air. You can throw stuff from the air, so you can pick something up, fly to the sky, throw the cow down onto the farmer who raised it, just whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Apart from that, what we're mainly looking at is, since we want to be very careful with any changes to the original,
Fair.
we're looking at the second part, looking at what they improved upon, and then identifying things that might make sense to do already in the first one. So basically the second one has a feature called Transmogrify, which allows
Yeah.
you to create ammunition, which is just a great system.
Huge
And we're
fan of
looking
that
into transporting that to the first one, simply because if they back then, at the sequel decided, look, this
It's a little
would be
OP.
better solved like this, then why shouldn't we, bring that over to the first one? But in general, we're trying to stay within the vision that these games set back then.
What are you able to talk about? Pricing at all? About how much it'll be?
It's not going to be a complete full price title.